This is a short video, guys, because I'm still getting a lot of questions from the titles and the stuff. I'm going to do this very quickly. And no, I'm not going to watch the Oprah interview because that's not an interview, really. What are they going to say? Lie some more? The titles are completely up to the monarch to give or take. The line of succession is something different. But even then, when the monarch wants, Parliament doesn't wake up one day and says, we're going to change the line of succession. No, this is done because the Queen has some request or some amendment she wants to, or the monarch, they want to make in order, so they call on Parliament and they get people together and they work what they want. And then one of the members presents it and puts it forth and it gets moved rather quickly. Like it happened with the Succession Act in 2013. It took less than 6 months to have that changed. The reason in 1917 the king wanted to streamline the monarchy because everybody was a prince, everybody was HRH. So he said, no, enough of that. We're just going to have the monarch's children and their grandchildren should be entitled to have titles in HRH. And the firstborn of the living and the first child of the son of the living Prince of Wales, in this case Prince George, should be entitled for HRH and prince titles. But the Queen, of course, amended that in 2012. So do you know how much control the Queen has? And she can issue a specific letters patent to one person. In this case, for example, she can specifically issue a letters patent that concerns Prince Charles' children. She can issue a letters patent tomorrow, which says that only the eldest child of the living Prince of Wales and his children can hold the title of Prince and HRH. That, without the Queen saying, Harry, you won't hold a title, that alone will exclude Harry. His prince titles are gone. The duke titles, how many times does Parliament have to tell us that those are royal dukedoms and that the Queen or the monarch, it's entirely up to the monarch to retrieve those, because a royal duke is not part of the House of Lords. The Peerage Act does not affect a royal duke. So the Queen can definitely do it. But so you see how quickly the Queen can get rid of, without saying to Prince Harry, give back the title. She can issue specific letters patent saying that only the eldest child of the Prince of Wales can hold the title of Prince and HRH. And that's it. That's all it would take for Harry not to be a prince anymore, nor have any HRH titles. And all she has to do is take away the Duke title. So having said that, I'm going to leave a link for Dina. She did this amazing video. I was hoping she'd do it because it's not that I'm woke or anything, but I was waiting for a woman of actual color, black, to state that it's clear that Meghan Markle has never suffered racism, because if she had, she would have thicker skin. And also some points, which is basically Harry saying that he left the privileges, the wealth, the safety of the security, of enormous security provided to him in a beautiful house, done to their exact request in the UK, to go to not only leave the UK, because he could have gone to Canada, or anything, but he took his family from that much wealth, privilege, and safety, because he was securing in the UK, to one of the most, and I love California. A lot of my family live there. My cousins actually are sheriff in the LAPD. Yay. And another one of my cousins trains with a famous boxer or something like that. Anyways, I love California, but it doesn't take away from the fact that California is the most populated state in the United States, and it's one of the top 11 most violent states in all of the United States. It goes, want to know which ones are the 10, and so I did a little bit of research, after I heard Dina. The 10 most safest states in the United States are Maine, Vermont, Minnesota, Utah, Wyoming, Iowa, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Rhode Island. Now, and this is not being made up or anything. This is the statistics that the government takes out. As of March 2020, California was the 11th most dangerous city with the highest number of violent crimes than in any other state, including Chicago, because Chicago is actually pretty violent, even though I love Chicago. Even taking into account that California is the most populated state in the nation, the survey concluded that the state's share of violent crime was still disproportionately high. Roughly 19% of the U.S. population resides in California, which is actually quite a lot. Yet the state represents about 24% of all violent crimes committed nationwide. The average nationwide of violent crimes, let me see, I'm just writing. The average nationwide of violent crime rate indicated is that Chicago is, and this is including Chicago, is that the average is that 381 incidents per 100,000 people. In California, it was, as of March 2020, 447.4 per 100,000 people. This is how high it is. And this is before the riots, you all, you know. And get this, California has one of the lowest incarceration rates in the nation, which means you have a lot more criminal acts being committed and not enough incarceration. So you have a bunch of criminals walking around. And I think you all heard about Lady Gaga, right? What, her dogs? I mean, this is like that. I remember, and my cousins in my family, they live in a very privileged area in Westwood, in Los Angeles, in Beverly Hills, basically. And I remember I went for a walk because I lived in Europe and I like to go for walks. And I went for a walk in Westwood, you know. And when I came back, I was gone for about an hour. When I came back, my cousins were freaking out. And where did you go, Paula? And I said, well, I went for a walk. He goes, you went for a walk where? Nobody walks and everybody drives. So Harry wants us to believe that he's a nobody in the United States. He has no protection unless he pays for it. Now, he wants us to believe that he took his family. First, it was racism. And one of the things is California has a high rate of racist incidents. So Meghan Markle clearly never suffered from racism. She herself has said it in quite a few interviews because she was not black. Her mother is black, but just like Meghan Markle's kid, if we believe that that's her kid, is white. Do you think that Meghan Markle's child can claim people are being racist towards him? How can Meghan Markle claim anybody's being racist towards her if she's white? You know, her skin is white. You wouldn't be able to tell that she's, you know, her mother is black. At the most, you might think she's Latin, like me, you know. But anyways, so that's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to leave Pitinas. And another one is Samantha Markle. Because people, tomorrow is March 2nd, the court date. And I'm so looking forward to that. Samantha Markle, I'm going to leave her interview as well there. She said something spectacular, which is true. Meghan Markle is falsely claiming victory just because she reached the 50-yard line. You know, in football game, you have 100 yards, honey. And game ain't over. Remember that the part that she won is subject to appeal, and the other part which she lost still has to go through with that, because if they decide that, they have to determine what did she write, and if it's completely shown that first, if the ANL appeals that first part, she's screwed, and if they determine, still have to call the witnesses. They have to call the witnesses from the palace, you know, to determine how many, who did what, who said what. So there's still a lot of pretty shady stuff, and it's going to backfire, because just because Samantha Markle said it the best I ever heard, just because you reach the 50-yard line in a game, it doesn't mean you won it. You need to score. You need to get to the 100-yard and score, because even if you don't do the touchdown, you're done. So I really hope you guys understand that if the Queen tomorrow issues a letters patent stating, a particular letters patent saying that only the eldest child of the living Prince of Wales can be called a prince and HRH, game over for Harry. Do we understand about letters patent now? Parliament has said very clearly there's nothing we can do, and let's wait tomorrow for for the March ANL. Please help me trend that ANL appeal on Twitter. Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to Her Majesty on the 7th, to watch her speech. I don't know what you all think. So leave me your comments. Let's keep it respectful, no trashing. And these are all my thoughts and opinions, by the way, in case I didn't say it at the beginning. So be kind, be nice. I have to go back to work. Have a good day.